The following video you're about to see was made in the Greeneville Town Hall meeting for Congressman Roe on March 6, 2017. Now, at that time, I'd just been denied all pain medications for 2 months. So I was in a lot of pain, having made the hour drive down there and another hour wait just to get in to the town hall. That is one of the reasons I am angry and part of the reason that I was loud. Also, the small arms instructor, all the grenade ranges, pistol ranges, rifle ranges I was on in the Marine Corps, kind of shot my hearing, pun intended. So just listen, and I hope you understand what it is that major news media is keeping from the American people.
To comment on it. Okay, you have a question.
Robert Rose, United States Marine Corps, sir. In 2012, the VA initiated the Opioid Safety Initiative based on faulty research from CDC. CDC, in December 20th, 2016, acknowledged they had made a mistake, that the facts that they presented as an opioid epidemic was false. In December 2016, the VA adopted stronger policy on guidelines, according to the CDC, not policy, but guidelines, denying 90% of all veterans any type of pain medication, recommending that they see chiropractors, acupuncturists, yoga, aromatherapy, meditation. I've been through that. I was 15 years pain medicine compliant. I was able to teach in a high school setting. I was able to sponsor a Spanish club. We did all kinds of community service work. I was able to coach Little League. I was able to coach basketball and soccer. I was able to take my sons fishing and to games. And now, when it's bad outside, I have to crawl to the bathroom because I'm one of the 90% denied pain medicine. And I was compliant on urine analysis, on drug screens, everything. 2011, there's 18 veteran suicides a day. Once the VA implemented this policy, that jumped to 22 a day. Not only that, but alcoholism increased. Not only that, but veterans being denied care from the VA turned to street drugs, increasing the number of accidental overdoses. And now they're voting on it whether or not Medicare and Medicaid are going to adopt the same policies, whether other states are going to adopt the same policies, insurance companies. Those people on Medicare out there, 280 million chronic pain patients today, they're going to be adversely affected. They're going to do the same thing the veterans have done. Veterans like Navy Kevin Kelly, Army Ryan Trunzo, Army Zach Williams, Army Todd Ray, Army Travis Patterson. They were denied pain meds, and so what did they do? They turned to suicide. These proud veterans that served this country as bullet sponges for you people in Washington were turned a blind eye on.
I have to be one of them. Let me answer you.
Right here, I really mess up and use a wrong number for the number of chronic pain patients. The true number is 100 million, according to the National Institute of Health and others. But also, you have 25 million severe chronic pain patients. These are individuals that have diseases that have no cure, or injuries that have no cure at this time. And it is for these people that opioid pain medication is so beneficial and so helpful for them to continue living healthy, happy, productive lives. Just listen to how dismissive Congressman Roe is when he addresses this.
Question.
What are you going to do about Medicare when those 280 million people start committing suicides?
Well, number one, not 280 million people, I don't think. think you have chronic pain in America.
According to the Health and Human Services website, yes, sir.
Well, they are wrong, because there's only 330 million people who live in the United States, and I know 9 out of 10 of them are not chronic pain sufferers. So let me back up and say this. I have seen in my practice, and I saw it firsthand, there is an opioid epidemic.
In this next segment, the congressman really upsets me, and it should piss you off as well. He is using cherry-picked data regarding neonatal syndrome in children, which, yes, it is horrible, but he's trying to say that it's related to just the opioid crisis. Now, when they did the report, you got to keep in mind that they had two different groups: dependent drug use and non-dependent drug use. Now, what they continually refuse to report is the non-dependent drug use, which is the excessive use of a drug without a physical dependence. A majority of these children, or the mothers of these children, are being discharged with 42% testing positive for marijuana, 39% testing positive for other drugs, meth, amphetamines, sedatives, cocaine, while only 19% are testing positive for opioids. But because this is not a physical dependence, it's a more of a drug choice of fun, they disregard these statistics and just concentrate on the opioids to make it sound worse than it actually is. And if you notice, right after that part, he jumps on the 34,000 deaths related to opioids in 2015. Well, I got bad news for you. That is a falsified number as well. But they don't care as long as they get the money in their pockets.
This country.
Wrong answer, sir. There's 700,000 Americans dying of cigarette smoke. 700,000. That's an epidemic.
I'm not arguing with that at all. I think cigarette smoking's bad too.
Why I say 750,000 tobacco-related deaths, I have no clue. The true number is 500,000 deaths related to tobacco, plus an additional 50,000 deaths attributed to secondhand smoke. There, Congressman Roe, you have more deaths to tobacco than you do to car accidents, as you suggested earlier. Now, folks, pay attention to how he just smooths over and ignores the crisis with tobacco products.
I know that when I delivered babies, I almost never saw an opioid-addicted baby. We now have a neonatal intensive care unit at the Johnson City Medical Center to take care of opioid-addicted babies. Something's happened. We had 33,000 overdose deaths in this country last year. It's more now than car wrecks. I met with the Surgeon General as chairman of the Doctors Caucus about this a year and a half ago. He will be back next week to meet with us about this epidemic. It is an epidemic, and I don't know your particular case. There absolutely are indications for people who have chronic pain managed properly to use opioids, no doubt about it. But we have an epidemic, sir, in this country, and we're losing people, young people that shouldn't be dying. These are preventable deaths.
Yes, they are, but the illegal fentanyl coming from China and Mexico, the heroin coming in from China and Mexico. We've got Afghanistan soldiers in Afghanistan guarding poppy fields right now.
This next part I really, really love, because there's a United States Army veteran in the room behind me, multiple Purple Hearts from service in the Army, who stands up and loudly announces to the congressman, Hey, I was there in Afghanistan guarding those fields as Congressman Roe is trying to deny any knowledge of our armed forces being over there doing just that, guarding poppy fields with American lives.
Well, actually,
Those deaths are not from opioid prescription.
I have been in Afghanistan, and I didn't see any of our guys guarding the poppy fields. I was, sir. I know. I'd like to. I'll talk. Okay.
Well, there you have it. What the local news stations around here, and yes, they were all present, refused to report. Not one station carried me going off on the congressman. What's even more funny is his use of the number 33,000 deaths to opioids. Just a few nights ago, Mother's Day, May 13, 2018, I ran into him accidentally when took my wife and sons out to Carrabba's Italian restaurant to celebrate Mother's Day. But like I say, I ran into him accidentally, and he did talk to me. And that night, he tried throwing that same nonsense, but instead of using 33,000, he actually said 65,000 deaths to opioids. He can't even get his facts straight. People, if you will, take a moment to look. You'll find that there is not an opioid crisis. We have a street drug crisis, yes. A street drug crisis. Illegal fentanyl, heroin, crack, cocaine, meth, Molly, Xanax, whatever a person can use to get high. It's out there, it's on our streets, it's in our schools. It's not coming from the 100 million chronic pain patients. It is not coming from the 25 million severe chronic pain patients. I know for one, I never abused, I never diverted. The medicine that I had was for me to get through the day, to go camping with my kids, to go hiking with my kids, to teach high school kids alternatives to choosing that lifestyle. We have a problem, but it's not prescription drugs. It's illegal street drugs being brought in across our borders, being cooked in basements and garages and hotel rooms. Those are the drugs that Attorney General Sessions need to go after. It is my prayer that Judge Travis McDonough honors my injunction request to stop the VA and, I pray, the CDC guidelines from inflicting more harm on more veterans and more Americans. As soon as I have a court date, a hearing date, I will let you know. And I pray that each and every one of you that are suffering from these policies can attend and let your voice be heard. For now, thank you, take care, and may God bless.